Hi, my name is Aileen.
And my name is Jabari.
And we are WHYY Youth Journalists.
Wow, spring break is almost over and I feel like we're going to have so much more schoolwork to do.
Well, not as much as the Jubilee students.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're raising $1,000 to create a historical plaque for the Move house that got bombed in 1985.
Wow, they aren't taking any breaks.
No, they're giving up their spring break and their summer vacation.
Now, my work seems like an ant compared to all that.
Yeah, no, but it's the truth.
We are standing where the home of the MOVE organization once stood. The Philadelphia police bombed this home on May 13, 1985. The city is memorializing this event with a historical marker. We talked to Philadelphians who shared their perspectives on the bombing and the new marker.
Let's take a careful look at this 5:27 p.m. State Police helicopter drops it. There is the explosion. As you can see, a very dramatic explosion that occurs 30 seconds and really rips into the MOVE compound. There you see the bunker.
MOVE was a black liberation group founded by John Africa in 1972. The organization was based in West Philadelphia, and the group lived together in a house that was considered their headquarters. The group members took the surname Africa, even though they weren't related. MOVE members valued communalism and environmentalism. They often found themselves at odds with locals and law enforcement, who believed the group was dangerous to society. A series of confrontations with neighbors and police, which included the death of a police officer, culminated in a 1985 standoff, during which the Philadelphia police dropped a bomb on the MOVE home on 6221 Osage Avenue. The bomb resulted in the loss of 11 lives and the complete destruction of 64 homes.
It was very devastating to the entire community. When I went to work that morning, you just saw a little bit of smoke and didn't pay it no attention. We heard about the bombing and we thought, oh, they're going to put the fire out or whatever. But by the time I got off of work, it was a huge inferno. I could see it from Center City, and I knew something went wrong.
The MOVE headquarters was a home to 6 children. Michael Ward, also known as Birdie Africa, was the only child to survive the bombing. Andino Ward is Michael's father. He was not a MOVE member, but cared for Michael after the bombing. We spoke to Michael's father.
Well, the effect was basically one that obviously was, very, very traumatic because he was burned severely, over 30% of his body. So it was a rather tumultuous experience for both him and for us as a family. Kind of like the lost child that has to be reintegrated, into society and so on.
Andino Ward also remarked on the lasting impact of the bombing on the rest of the neighborhood.
Let's look at it in the context of what it was. That was probably one of the most incredibly bizarre, incredibly unnecessary, and incredibly racist that you will ever see. It's part of a history of the citizens who lived there could not live there, to the point that many of them had to move away, basically could not retain, obviously, their lives in the neighborhood that they had lived in for, such an incredibly extensive portion of their lives.
6th grade students at the Jubilee School, which is located in West Philadelphia, 20 blocks from the MOVE house, learned about the 1985 bombing with their principal and history teacher. I'm at the Jubilee School, where a group of elementary school students created a petition to memorialize the MOVE bombing.
We had decided to take a trip down to Osage Avenue so we could see what it's like. And when we got down there, everything was really just not really fixed, just replaced everything with wood. And so one of my classmates was looking around and was like, well, why isn't there a historical marker here? And no people really knew about it, and no one really recognized it. So
Ella, Dave, and their classmates researched for months and completed their application for the marker.
I think a lot of people felt that this was long overdue. One of the things that I was proudest of with the students is that we were warned that there wasn't a big chance of getting this, but the students worked extremely hard towards it, knowing that it might not happen.
The Historic Society approved of the historical marker, but there's no funding for it. The Jubilee School is responsible for raising the entire $1,000 cost of the historic plaque. They described their difficulties.
We still need a lot more support, so we're still trying to plan out what we're going to use, like GoFundMe or something, and bake sales and stuff. But we're really going to need everyone to help us.
The students are still negotiating with the Pennsylvania Historic Preservation Office about what should be written on the marker. The students know exactly what they want.
The city bombed this residence.
Yeah.
That's the main message.
You can't really, there's no way to tell a story without saying how that they really wanted to kill them. Like, they dropped a bomb on them, tried to keep them inside the house so that way they would get killed. And they're really trying to keep them from escaping. So it's really hard.
We also spoke to someone who works at the Historic Preservation Office.
I expect it to be very factual and neutral. The Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission is concerned that the marker is neutral and not biased in any way.
Still, many Philadelphians believe that the historical marker isn't enough.
Well, the historic marker is it's fine, I guess you could say, summation of what took place and the fact that obviously it should never be forgotten. I will be 63 years old at the end of this month, and the same things I saw when I was 10 years old in terms of the civil rights movement and as I grew up, basically with blacks fighting to, overcome, they're the same things I'm seeing now. So, yeah, okay, you put a memorial up, you make some sort of content that says, obviously, this thing was wrong. But the point of the matter is it still doesn't change the overall scenario of what is taking place and has taken place.
A marker won't bring back the neighborhood, but it will help educate the public and students, like those at the Jubilee School, about this tragic event in the history of Philadelphia.